Good morning, children. Welcome to today's session. So, all these days you are familiar with Miss Vardhini, but today I am handing over this session. So, welcome all to the today's School Readiness Program Session 3. I think all of you have done the assignment which were given in the last session. So, can we check the assignment now? So, what was done in the second session? So, in the second session, we dealt with idioms and reporting verbs, right? And some assignment was also given on the same topic. So, have you written the answers? Open your notebooks and now let us check the answers. So, first question was on finding the meaning of the idiom. So, the first idiom was pull up your socks. What does it mean? Pull up your socks means to improve your behavior or to work properly. Next idiom given was hit the nail on the head. Your guess is right, children. I think you are remembering the poem Hit the Nail Ahead, right? So, hit the nail on the head means to be exactly right about something. So, to plan properly. Next idiom given was drive me nuts. So, what does this mean? Drive me nuts means to annoy or frustrate someone very badly. So, if you are annoying anyone or if you are frustrating someone, they'll tell us you are driving me nuts. Next idiom is draw a line. What does this mean? Draw a line. Looking at this, you might have guessed Lakshmana Rekha, right? So, what does this mean? To draw an imaginary or to set an imaginary boundary or limit between two things. Next assignment was on reporting verbs. So, you were asked to complete the sentences with the correct reporting verbs, right? So, now let us see what are the answers. She dash that the winner of the weekly essay competition was Kishore. So, what is the answer here? She announced. You are right. Next question is Jitendra dash us not to drink the tap water. So, what did Jitendra do here? Jitendra warned us not to drink the tap water because it's not safe. Next question, Shrija explained why it wasn't possible to get there by bus. So, these were the questions which were asked for you to write the assignment. I think all of you have written and all your answers were right. So, now can we move on to today's session? Today also we are going to learn some important topics. So, the first topic of today is the verb along with prepositions. So, in the last class what you have learned? You have learned about the reporting verbs, right? When we are going to report some others' dialogues, what we were reporting. So, that verb we have learned. So, today let us learn about verb along with prepositions. Okay, before learning the verbs along with the prepositions, now let us see some of the situations. So, the first situation is, here you can see the father and the son. What is the son doing? Son is doing something on his laptop or something on his tab. So, let us see what they were conversing. The son is telling, oh, I lost all my money. So, he may be doing some internet banking. So, he is telling to his dad that I have lost all my money. So, what is the father's reply? Come, let us see. Father replied, we were warned against our phones being hacked. So, the father is telling his son that we have already warned against our phones being hacked, right? And here also note, children, the words that are in green color, highlighted in green color, that is warned against, right? So, now what they have to do? They have to take the help of the police, right? Come, let us see what will this father and the son do. So, father says, come, let's go, lodge a complaint against this site. So, in which website you are doing internet banking? Come, let's go to the police and lodge a complaint against that site. So, what is son's reply? Son says, yes, let's ask for help from the police. So, in this situation, you have seen three phrases which are highlighted, that is warned against, complain against and ask for. So now let us see another situation here. So here we are seeing two people. Who they may be? They may be colleagues working in the same company or in the same organization. So what it is? Come, let us see. So here it is. So she is Neeta. She worked for a big company. She insisted on her subordinates to do all the work according to her will. She is not ready to listen to anybody. So here a subordinate might have come to her along with his idea. So now let us see what the subordinate is telling and what is Neeta's reply. So he is telling, why don't we try this method? So he has come up with a new idea. He wants to show that. But what is Neeta's answer? Just do as I say. She is not at all ready to listen to that person. So what did they do? So many agreed on her views, but she was criticized for her dominance. So what did they do? They decided to complain about her to the director. So one is telling that Neeta is so dominating. Another one is telling she never agrees on anything. So here also you focus on agreed on, complain about, agrees on, right? Though many of them agreed and many others also criticized for her dominance. So what did they decide? They decided to go to the director. Some spoke for her and some spoke against her. The director listened to them and speculated on their accusation. So here also we have found agreed upon, spoke for, spoke against, speculated on. So all these phrases or phrasal verbs we came across in this situation also. Now let us go to another situation. So here what are we seeing? We are seeing some children and one old woman. So what may be the situation? So the children are carrying ball in their hand, so they may be discussing about their game. So now let us see what happens. The old woman begged for help, but the boys did not help as they were carried away in their conversation. So they were discussing about a forthcoming match. They did not listen to what Granny was telling. So here it is. So they were discussing about the match. We have to win this match. And the other boy is telling that let's play well. If we play well, we will win the match. So when they were conversing this, the old woman came and she asked, please help me to cross the road. So she is begging them to help her to cross the road. But they didn't listen to her. But what happened then? Soon these boys, they realized their mistake and they apologized for their behavior. Right, so they realized their mistake, that they were carried away in their own conversation and they didn't listen to the old woman. So what did they do? They apologized to the old woman. They said, we are very sorry grandma, we will help you. In this context, we have come across begged for, apologized for, right? So all these are the phrasal verbs or the verbs along with preposition. You might have seen beg for. Beg is verb, for is a preposition. Apologized for, apologize is a verb, for is a preposition. So now let us do a task. I think you have understood verbs with preposition. Can we do a task? Are you ready? Yeah. What you have to do is very simple. I have given some words, that is the verbs apologized, agreed, complained, begged, warned, speculated. So what you have to do? Here I am giving you some prepositions: for, on, against, about. So you have to match the verbs with the prepositions. Can we do together? Okay. Now write the first verb, apologized. Second one, agreed. Third, complained. Fourth, begged. Fifth, warned. Sixth, speculated. So these are the verbs which I have given. So now you have to match the prepositions which I had given previously, or you have seen through the three contexts. So now you match them. Maybe for one verb you can get 2 or more prepositions from the list. Apologized, what is the correct preposition? Yeah, for. Agreed, agreed on. Complaint, complained against or complained about. Begged for. Warned against. Speculated on. So, the verbs are followed by the prepositions to make a phrasal verb here, and they are used in our daily situations. So, I think you have understood this, right children? So, now can we move on to the next topic? Next topic is very simple, that is noun numbers. Noun numbers I think you have studied right from your class 5 or class 6, right? What are nouns? Nouns are the name of the place, animal, person, thing or an idea. And these nouns are countables and uncountables. These nouns are singular and plural. When they are one, we call them as singular. When they are more than one, we call them as plural. And in this singular and plural also, you have seen regular plurals and irregular plurals. Right, regular plurals, just adding s or es or ies to the noun, you do the regular plurals. So, today let us learn about irregular plurals. What we are seeing in this picture, see, look at the boy. The boy is trying to fish. So, he has a fishing rope, he has a basket, even he has a bait there to catch the fish, and there are many fishes. What is it? All the fishes are carrying different names there. So, I could see cacti is there and bison is there, deer is there. Are they the names of those fish? Or are they representing some noun? Yes, of course, they may be. By looking at those, I think that they are representing some plural nouns, right? So, let us see what all the fishes the boy could catch now. Shall we see it? Yeah. So, the first fish which is going to his basket is, the second, lives. Lives went into the basket. The third is octopi. The fourth fish which is going into his basket is swine. The fifth fish is women. Next fish is people. Hey, next fish is Antony. Oh, next is thieves. Oh, data is going now into the basket. Lows are going. Stimuli. Here comes formulae. Now comes sheep, bison, and now deer. And the next fish is cacti. So, what are the fishes that are left out? The fish that are left out are also with the some name, right? By this I can understand that all the fishes which went into the basket are the fish with the names of plurals, and those who are remaining in the water are carrying the names of singular nouns, right? So, all the fish which went into the basket, they were the plural nouns that we understood now. But here also we had some peculiar plurals, right? They are not ended with s, they are not added with es, they are not added with ies, they are with some other thing. What are those? They are called irregular plurals or irregular nouns. We shall see the rules of making irregular plurals, right? So, these are some of the irregular nouns. Man. If it is one man, we call as man. If it is more than one or more than two, then man becomes men, M-E-N. So, the middle vowel changes. Second one is child. One child is called a child. If there are more than one child, then we call children. So child becomes children. Foot becomes feet. 1 foot, 2 feet. 2 teeth. Mouse, mice. One person, more than one person we call people. Even if we can also call persons. So these are some of the irregular nouns. There are many others. Let us see. Some of the nouns, they don't change when they are used in plural. For example, sheep. Sheep, when it is one, then also it is called as sheep. When there are more than two, then also they are called as sheep. Deer, one deer. More than one deer, it is also called as two deer. It is not deers. One fish, more than one, also called as fish, but sometimes we use fishes. Series, one series, more than one series also series. Species, more than one species, it is also called as species. So in both plural and the singular form, these words never change. They are the same. When we use the Latin and the Greek words which end with us, the last letter means us is replaced with I. For example, alumnus. When it becomes plural, it is alumni. Cactus becomes cacti. Fungus becomes fungi. The plural of nucleus is nuclei. Plural of stimulus is stimuli. So these are some of the Latin or Greek words which end with us, and when they are made plural, they are replaced with I. Latin and Greek words which end with is, when they are made plural, they are replaced with es. For example, analysis. Analysis becomes analysis when it is made plural. Crisis becomes crisis. Diagnosis, diagnosis. Hypothesis, hypotheses. Oasis, oases. So, the Latin or Greek words which end with is are replaced with es. And now, the Latin or Greek words which end with or on are replaced with a when they are made plurals. For example, bacterium, one bacterium. When it is more than one, in the plural form, it becomes bacteria. See the last letters. Bacterium ends with but when we make it the plural, is replaced with a, bacteria. Criterion, on ends with on, but when it is made plural, it is criteria. Curriculum, curricula. Datum, data. Millennium, millennia. Phenomenon, phenomena. So the Greek or Latin words which end with or on, when they are in singular, when they are made plural, they are replaced with a. So now we'll have one activity. So what you have to do, here the sentences will come. You have to circle the singular form and underline the plural forms of nouns and pronouns in these sentences. Okay children, now let us do together. Here comes the first sentence. The first sentence is, I need 2 bags and 1 book. Singular form is 1 book. Have you circled it? And which is the plural form? Yeah, I am hearing many of you shouting. Yes, it is 2 bags. So you have to underline the plural form. Next sentence. Please eat rest of your peas. Please eat rest of your peas. So which is the plural noun or plural pronoun here, or which is the singular form here? So here we find peas. If it is singular, then also it is called peas. If it is plural, then also it is called as peas only. So here we can take it as singular. Or if we take it as plural, then also it is correct. And if we come to the pronoun, here your is in singular. Shall we go to the next sentence? We saw a lot of deer in the park. Here we have two nouns, deer and the park. So here park is in singular, so I'll circle it. I think you have also circled it, right? Lot of deer. So here there are many deer in the park, so deer is in plural. So I am underlining the deer. Quite interesting, no? So you are also doing along with me. Both of us are doing the task now. This recipe calls for a lot of potatoes. Here also we find two nouns. Which are the two nouns? Yes, tell me loudly. Which are the two nouns? Yes, recipe and potatoes. So recipe is in singular, so I am going to circle it. Potatoes, plural, so I am going to underline. Let's move on to the next sentence. We went to the store to buy 2 lamps. Here there is one pronoun, there are 2 nouns. Which are the 2 nouns here? We went to the store. Store is one noun and 2 lamps. Lamps is another noun. What is store here? It is a singular noun, so I am circling it. Lamps is in plural, so I am underlining it. I think you have also done the same in your notebook along with me. Right. Next sentence. The notebook was filled with colorful drawing. The notebook was filled with colorful drawing. So I think this is quite tricky, right? Here also we have 2 nouns, that is notebook and another one is drawing. So what is notebook here? The notebook. That means one single notebook. So it is in singular, so I am circling it. Notebook is a singular noun. It is filled with colorful drawing. The notebook is full with colorful drawing. There are many images which are drawing which is done by you or by a student or by a child, but it is filled with drawing. So here drawing, plural also, it won't change. It remains the same. So drawing is plural, so I am underlining it. Shall we move on to the next sentence? Have you read all of the books on that shelf? So here what are the nouns? Obviously books and shelf. So books is in the plural form. There are many books, all the books. So I am going to underline it. Where are the books? The books are on the shelf. So shelf is in singular, so I am going to circle it. So have you enjoyed this? So here ends the task of underlining and circling the singular and plural nouns. Before knowing what are these degrees of comparison, we have to compare. In degrees of comparison, we need adjectives which are to be compared with 2 or more things or ideas or persons. Before going to degrees of comparison, shall we describe something? Yeah, here is a beautiful scenery which we have to describe. Can we do it together? So you have to describe this beautiful scene. Yeah, you have some time. So look at the image carefully and describe it. Whatever the words come to you to describe this picture, write it in your notebook. So I have described this image like this. So when I see the landscape, I found that it is a bright and beautiful day, isn't it? The white clouds covering blue mountains appear like mountains covered with snow. The lake with crystal clear water reflects the images of trees and mountains. there are tall trees as well as spreaded trees along the river bank. So this is what I see in the image. So if we look at the sentences here, I have highlighted some words in red color. It's a bright and beautiful day. So what does bright and beautiful indicate here? They are indicating or they are describing the day. So day is a noun. How is the day? The day is bright and beautiful. And how are the mountains? What was the color of the mountains? Blue mountains. They are looking very pretty, right? And over the mountain, the white clouds were floating. So white clouds covering the blue mountains, they are appearing like the mountains are covered with snow. And the lake was crystal clear. So I am describing the lake as crystal clear. The lake was reflecting the images of trees and the mountains. On the bank of that lake, what we see? We see many trees. Those trees, some trees are tall and some trees are spreaded. So this is what I saw in the image. You also have to describe the picture, but in your own words. So these are all the describing words. Here, for example, beautiful, yellow, small, big, colorful, sweet and beauty are the describing words, or we call them as adjectives. So what is an adjective? An adjective is a word that modifies a noun or a noun phrase. As I told earlier, today we are going to learn about degrees of comparison, right? So now we understood what is an adjective. So adjectives are describing the nouns, but when we compare two or more persons or two or more ideas or two or more things, we use the degrees of comparison. For example, he is very intelligent boy. We say, you are very intelligent. When two or more boys are intelligent, then again we compare among themselves, right? We say that, for example, Ravi is more intelligent than Raju. Like that, we compare two persons or two things. This pen is smaller than that one. This flower is smaller than the other flower. So like this, we compare two objects or two ideas or two persons. When there are more persons or when there are more ideas, then also we compare. So when we compare two ideas, then it is called as comparative degree, and when we compare more than two ideas, then it is called superlative degree. Let us identify the degrees of comparison here in some of the sentences. So what do you say here? Dark clouds bring rain. Which is the adjective here? The adjective is dark. So in which degree it is? It is in positive degree. Here only the clouds are there. The clouds are not compared with any other cloud. Next, children are happier with friends than with anyone else. Here you see the children, they are very happy, they are looking very happy, right? So the children are happier with friends. They are always happier with friends than with anyone else. So you see happier, happier is followed by with, right? Next sentence, our horses are much happier wearing lightweight saddle. So if we sum up today's class, in the beginning we learned prepositions with verbs, and then singular and plurals, and then degrees of comparison. We'll go to the assignment segment. So you have to match the reporting verb with the correct preposition. So reporting verbs are given. Take down them: dream, expect, approve, believe, disagree, congratulate, subscribe, ought. Prepositions are at, with, on, about, of, in, for, from, to. Change the plural nouns to its singular form. The sentences are: the men cleared the chimneys with their brooms. Those ladies drive too fast. The teacher assigned projects to their students. Next question is, underline the adjectives in the following sentences. Mount Everest is the highest peak of the world. Raju is more intelligent than Ravi. It is a beautiful day. This is my sweet home. We live happily here. Hope all of you enjoyed today's class. You'll answer all the questions that were given in the assignment and come prepared for the next class. Thank you.